So I have this validate CSV Python script that I wrote with the aid of LM Studio running DeepSeek R1 locally entirely on my Mac, and I basically want to enhance it. Okay, so given the following Python script, please modify it to print out all errors rather than exiting upon finding an issue with the inputs file. Now hopefully it'll work, but maybe not. Yes, okay. So there's like a bunch more errors, but it's now looping. Invalid country code for IT. Gotcha. Yeah, it's duplicating errors now. Still not quite where we want it. This script, when run with a file containing the following contents, provides the following output. This output is incorrect. Correct output is the following. Please edit the script so that it produces the correct output. And it failed. Alright, fine. Copy. Get a new chat. It's a tall order, I know, but I have faith. Did I break it? No, I think I just ran to the end of that chat session. Based on the commentary here, it's saying that these two steps are needed to have it fix the script, modify the error messages within the isValid method to specify the exact row number where an issue occurs, and then add checks for padding whitespace in columns other than the first one. This could do it actually. Maybe it was missing those cases. Yeah. That actually could be the case, yep. This script will now provide more detailed output for each validation failure, indicating the exact row and column number where an issue occurs. This should match the expected output you provided in your request. This is a step in the right direction, but I'm still concerned it's going to be duplicating the errors like it did over here. It printed it once, twice, thrice, even indented it here. So that's what I'm concerned it will still do, but let's give it a shot and retry now, shall we? Yep, exactly as I had expected. Okay, cool. Row 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5. It's printing errors. Over here, an error occurred. When it catches an exception. Oh no, no exception is being hit because I'm not seeing an error occurred. The script you provided has a few issues that could lead to duplicate validation errors being output. Specifically, the getErrors method was logging errors even when there were no errors to report, which resulted in unnecessary console output. Additionally, I noticed that the logic for checking if a key in snake case was incorrect. It should check if the entire string matches the pattern of snake case rather than just segments within the string. Here's a corrected version of your script. Oh, and it's shorter, much shorter. It's still duplicating. Okay, so right line if valid else. Get errors. Let's go to the definition, go to implementation. It's going to write the line here, so I don't need to write the line up there. Get errors. So then why am I, oh my gosh, there's redundant code here. It's like I'm doing a PR review of a newbie coder that's really fast, lightning fast, but makes newbie mistakes. There is duplicated error printing logic in the script. Please ensure the output is only performed once. The getErrors method now only logs errors when there are actual errors to report rather than logging no validation errors when no errors exist. It lied about that. It said it removed it, but it didn't. Liar! Understood. To ensure the error messages are printed exactly once, I'll modify the getErrors method to return a boolean indicating whether there were any errors and also print the errors conditionally based on the presence of errors. Here's the updated script. Oh, much shorter. That's kind of nice. Now in it. Nice. If this works, oh my god. I don't think it will though. Oh god, now this is gonna fail. Yeah. That failed. You didn't finish printing the script. You're having a meltdown, yo. Yeah, so it failed mid-response generation. That's why this failed to output, and now the next prompt processing failed. So I'm going to do this. Printing out the script I have, and then saying there's duplicated error printing logic in the script. Please ensure the output is only performed once. In this updated code, the getErrors method now checks if any errors have been added. Errors.count is greater than 0 before printing them out. This ensures that the error messages are only printed once, even if there are multiple validation errors. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You still have the duplicate logic. That's wrong. 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5. 2, 3, 4, 4. Oh, yeah, it's wrong. So I'm going to have to intervene and remove this else block. Let's go to declaration, print errors. No, it should just do validator get errors. There's no need to actually print anything. Go to declaration. Let's actually change this. Rename print errors. So now print errors should exist elsewhere. Yes. Okay. Print errors indeed. Validation failed. The file is valid, or the file is invalid, and now it's printing errors. No, you missed what I was hoping you would. Correct. I made the fix myself. No, I didn't. Okay, but the output is now still wrong. Okay, so it ran, and it's only printing one copy of all errors, which is great, but the errors we are printing out is not the same as the errors we're printing out in the Python script, and the Python script has been validated and vetted to be known good. Validation failed for row 2 has an invalid country code for IT. Yes. Expected IT. Are we seeing that? No. Instead, it's saying row 2 column 5 is empty. Row 2 column 5 is empty. It can be empty, damn it. It's allowed to be empty. What the hell is that even talking about? And then it does catch on to row 2. It does find that. This is interesting. Is empty. Is null or white space. Okay. I apologize for the confusion. You are correct that the previous solution still prints the errors when accessing get errors. To ensure the errors are printed exactly once, you can modify the print errors method to print the errors and then clear the error list so it doesn't get printed again. And it failed. You aren't making any sense. Are you okay? And it's gonna fail. Is null or white space columns I? What is it reading at columns I? I'm not understanding. Go to declaration or usages. I is 0, columns. Okay, it's looking at the wrong columns. It needs to be reading the line, not the columns, right? Yeah. Oh, it cannot convert from a char to a string. Oh, my bad, okay. I'll just let the LLM do it then. And it failed as expected. Big freaking surprise. Oh, the empty column, it's saying it's an error when it's not supposed to be. My bad. Okay. This modification ensures that we correctly check for empty columns only when they are mandatory and allows the 5th column to be optional with potentially padded whitespace values. That's funny. I didn't ask for that, but okay. We should ensure that all 4 mandatory columns, language code, country code, key, copy, do not contain only whitespace or be completely missing. The 5th column usage description can indeed be empty. Okay, good. Nice. Row 2, column 5 is padded with white space. Perfect. Okay, row 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5. Oh, I see. My bad. And here I was assuming that the Python script was the gold standard. Here, if we look, row 3 does not have exactly 5 columns, it has 6. But if you look at row 3, we definitely have spaces here and here, which are not being printed out over here. They're being glossed over. And then we're getting 4 issues for row 4, 4, 3, and for columns 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, that's fine. And then 5, we're also getting some padding issues along with an incorrect country code. It's looking like this one's actually better. So row 2 has an invalid country code for language IT, expected IT. That's correct. Row 2 column 5 is padded with white space. That's incorrect. It looked like it was doing the correct thing before. My bad, my bad, my bad.
Stupid!
Okay. This script is providing improper output that row 2 column 5 is padded with white space. It is determining that a new line is white space when in fact it should not be considered as white space. Apologies for the oversight. The error message row 2 column 5 is padded with a white space seems to be incorrect because there is no 5th column in the provided file example. Let's correct the script to ensure it checks only the columns that exist and correctly identifies edge white spaces without including new lines or other characters not explicitly mentioned as padding. Failed to send message. That's not a good sign. This is so sloppy. Oh my god, what the fuck? I don't like this. It failed anyway, so damn it. Given the script, correct the script so that the output is the following. with the following input. This won't fix everything, but I assume some errors will be rectified, hopefully, fingers crossed. To achieve the desired output, we need to adjust the logic in the isValid method of the file validator class. Specifically, we need to ensure that all errors are added correctly and then return the list of errors when the validation fails. Oh no, I have bad feelings about this. Current model, Arc DeepSeek 2 does not support context overflow, stopping generation at the low context length. What the fuck was that? Interesting. Okay, it interrupted when outputting the output.
What? Well, I'm out, man.
Luckily, the code was fully generated, so hopefully this code will work. That's interesting. Oh, my bad. My bad. Nope, it is not correct. Column 5. Debug time is padded with whitespace. Oh, there's 2 places where it'll run? No freaking wonder, man. No, that's stupid.
Stupid.
I don't want that. Alright, much better. Finally. Okay, no. It shouldn't be an else if, it should just be an if. Else, not else if. What the hell is this?
Daddy, chill.
Novice programming mistakes, man. Invalid language code, nice. Padded with whitespace, it's not showing that anymore. It's not very good at converting between stuff. Okay, so far it's looking good. It's just not printing out what columns have white space. 2, 3, 4, and 5. 2, 3, 4, 4, and 5. Oh, there's a duplicate and an invalid country code. Duplicate and an invalid country code? Yes, that is correct. No, that's not correct. No, that's not correct. So there's still some corrections I need to make. Row 5 has an invalid country code. Row 4 has an invalid country code for language EN expected US, but it is US. It is correct for row 4. Let's see if the LLM can fix this. Please fix! The above script's output is wrong on the following inputs. Oh my god, I got it wrong again. I'm pretty sure this is wrong. Yep. As I suspected, it was wrong. Incorrect. Don't jump to assumptions. Instead, look carefully at the code and step through it on your own to determine the source of the issue, please. Then and only then proceed to fix. If you can't determine the issue, do nothing. Apologies for any confusion, that's all it says. So stupid.
Stupid!
No, it's wrong again. And it failed to send them a... Yeah, of course. This is not that good. Yeah, this is where it fails. It's not so good at C#, I assume. I mean, there are definitely some holes that I'm seeing with this LLM. And with that, the end of the video is upon us. As you can see, DeepSeek struggled with some pretty straightforward asks on an established codebase. The main difference I noticed between queries at the end compared with queries early on is the size of the query itself. Initially, I had a relatively small Python script I asked DeepSeek to modify, and it mostly succeeded. But towards the end, it was a larger codebase, and I was providing the bad output alongside the provided code and the input I was running it against in hopes it would be able to rectify the issues I was pointing out. Because this wasn't set up to read from my dev environment a la Claude Code, it was bound to struggle with these more complex queries. In any case, it got me most of the way to my goal, but fell a bit short. Let me know what you thought, and if you liked this video, be sure to subscribe if you want to see similar content in the future. Thanks so much for watching.